The pronoun. Pronoun, the description of it, or to simplify it, it says it's used to avoid the repetition of noun to simplify the sentence. So, when the noun is used in the sentence, we should not be repeating the noun. The name, the noun is the name, we should not be repeating. So, it's to avoid the repetition, pronoun is used so that the sentence is not a repeated sentence, but it still has the meaning that we need to use it for. Okay, so the example of the pronouns are he, she, it, they, we, our, you, yours, them. So, these are some of the pronouns that are used to avoid the repetition of the noun that's used in the sentence. So, it simplifies the sentence. So, let us go into some of the examples to make it easy for you to understand. Okay, now we are going to go into the depth of pronoun. Okay, let us take some examples for you to simplify to understand what is a pronoun. Now, let me make a sentence here, simple sentence. Look at David. Look at David, just look at him. Here David is the noun, and I told you earlier on, pronoun is a non-repeatable word to replace the noun in the sentence. So, here the noun is David. Looking at David. Now, we got a bit more elaboration of David, his personality, his looks and all that. So, David is handsome. He is a very handsome man. David is talkative. He is very chatty. David is also a computer expert. He's very good in computing. David is friendly. He's a very friendly chap. Now, if you're talking about David, if you kept on repeating, David is handsome, David is talkative, David is this, David is that, it gets a bit, its repetition is coming. So, to avoid that, pronouns has been introduced. So, you can simplify it by saying he, because he is a male. So, he is a male version, so it's he. If it is a female version, it will be a she. So, he is used as the pronoun to simplify the sentence. So, you can say look at David, which is a noun. Then you want to talk about David, you will say he is handsome. He is handsome, he is talkative, he is also a computer expert, he is friendly. So, the noun is not repeated. The meaning is repeated or the meaning is enforced with the pronoun added to it. So, this is one of the examples of the pronoun is he. So, like that we have she, it, the, them. So, we are going to go on further on it. So, this is one of the examples of the many that we are going to talk about today. So, firstly we looked at David, the masculine version, the male version. Okay. Now, we are looking at the female version, who is Elizabeth. So, the example is Elizabeth is beautiful. Now, here Elizabeth, the name is the noun, is beautiful. And she's got other talents to it as well. So, Elizabeth is a ballet dancer. Elizabeth knows the Indian music. Elizabeth is good at playing piano. So, how do you describe this? You'll be repeating the noun all the time. Elizabeth, Elizabeth, Elizabeth. So, you don't want to do that. So, the pronoun becomes handy here because she is a female. We address her as she. So, she. David was he, she. So, she is a ballet dancer. She is beautiful. She knows the Indian music. She is good at playing piano. So, that is another pronoun which is she. So, we have seen he, she. Now, we are going to move on to the next one. Okay, we have seen he, we have seen she. Now, let us move on to it, which is a pronoun. Here, if you see, it says, this is my toy. Now, this is the noun. This is my toy. This is new. This is very expensive. This was a gift. Now, it gets boring and repeatedly if you keep on saying this is new, this is expensive. So, how can we make it a non-repeatable word? So, we add on it, which is the pronoun on this statement. So, we can say this is my toy, it is new, it is very expensive, it was a gift. So, I hope it simplifies and you understand it. So, we have just done 3 so far. And this is the third one called it. So, we have done he, we have done she, now we have done it. And let us move on to the next one. Okay, now we spoke about single people. A male, a female, a male David, a female, then a toy. So, he, she, it. Now, we are going to talk about 2 people or more. So, here the example is David and Elizabeth are friends. So, there is a male and there is a female noun. They are friends. David and Elizabeth are from California. where they are coming from. So it says they are friends, they are California. So how will you say this with the pronoun attached to it? Instead of repeating the names, you would say they, because it's two people. It can be more than two, but at least two is there. So they are friends, they are from California. So we are using they as a pronoun here, which shows about David and Elizabeth together as one. So they are friends, they are from California. So that's the pronoun that's used in this sentence. Okay, so we are going to go on to the next pronoun, which is we. The example of the sentence, my friends and I went to the beach yesterday. So it's a few people, my friends and I. Okay, so there's more than 2-3 people. It will come together as friends and I went to the beach yesterday. My friends and I had a horse ride. So we had a horse ride at the beach. So my friend and I had a horse ride. So how are we going to repeat? How are we going to say this without repeating? My friends and I, my friends and I. So we say we. So my friends and I will completely come off. We went to the beach yesterday. We had a horse ride. So you can see, like, this part will not be repeated. When we are saying it with the pronoun added to it, we had a horse ride. We went to the beach. So this is one of the pronouns that you have learned now is we. Okay, now we are going to move on to the next pronoun, our. Example, Peter and I own this property. It's Peter's and mine. Okay, Peter and I own this property. How would you say this without the repetition? So we looked at 5 pronouns. Now let's look at 5 possessive pronouns. Now these possessive pronouns are within the pronoun, but it's more possessive. The word possessive means it's mine, ours, theirs. It's it's more personal. So here the 5 pronouns, possessive pronouns that I have as example here: his, her, our, their, and your. So his, her, our, their, yours. So the first one, let's take the first one, which is his. I am writing with Robert's pencil. So the pencil is Robert's. So how do you say it with the possessive pronoun added on? I am writing with, the Robert will become his pencil. So the name Robert, the noun will go away, then the possessive pronoun will come with his pencil. Now the same thing that you can do if you raise Roberts and add on a female name, say Sarah or Sarah. Okay, so what will you say that? So it will become, the same sentence will change the moment the feminine name is brought in. I am writing with Sarah's pencil. I am writing with her pencil, because it's possessiveness. You're writing with somebody's. It belongs to Sarah. So I'm writing with her pencil. Okay, now the third word, our. We've seen his, we've seen her, our. Okay, so example here for the possessive pronoun is Adam and I own this house. How would it become the possessive pronoun? This is our house. So here these 2 of us own the place. So it becomes a plural, and when you state in a possessive pronoun manner, this is our house. Fourth possessive pronoun here is their. I borrowed some money from John and Sarah. So there's 2 people that I have borrowed money from. Now how do I say with the possessive pronoun? I want to return their money. Because I borrowed money, I have to give the money back. But I need to say with the possessive pronoun is I want to return their money. Okay, now the last one is your. Here we are going to do it a little bit differently from the rest of the exercise. Here there is a statement that's been said, and the person who listens to the statement is throwing it back as a question. So here this new house belongs to our family. So when you say the word our, which has been used here before, that means I'm in there. It's, I belong to that house as well. But the person who listened to that statement has a doubt on it. So he's thrown the question back at me. Is it I thought that this is not your own house. So when he says that, I'm thrown out of that question completely. That means I'm not in that house. So this is one of the formats of explaining the question, statement and the question on the possessive pronoun. And we have gone through the 5 main pronouns: his, her, our, their and yours. So I hope that you have learned something from this and where to use the possessive pronoun, and we covered the pronoun and the possessive pronoun in this exercise, and I really hope that you have found it useful, and thank you very much for watching Bravo Easy to Learn English course of the pronoun today. Thank you.